At this point, I'm 12 days into my 28-day solo trip through the boreal forest of Northern Ontario. I've covered about 135 kilometers of my route so far, from Little Caribou Lake all the way to White Clay Lake. Traveling through this rugged wilderness comes with a fair share of challenges. Rough and long portages covered with deadfall, very steep terrain. Sometimes everything's wet and slippery, and sometimes there's no trail at all. But when the rewards are as incredible as they have been for me for the past 11 days, I feel like I can overcome just about anything. What is a real adventure without a challenge anyways, right? I've got to see a seldom traveled river, visit a very sacred place to the indigenous peoples with tons of pictographs painted on breathtaking cliffs. I've caught some amazing fish, enjoyed some of the most majestic views right from my tent. Life out here is strikingly peaceful. And even though I'm out here by myself, I don't ever get to feel lonely. The abundant wildlife show themselves regularly, as if they are checking in on me to see how I'm doing. As you can see, I got many friends out here. So far, it has been an incredible journey, but I still have another 17 days to go. So let's dive in and let me take you to White Clay Lake. Good morning, guys. Welcome to White Clay Lake. I looked up the weather forecast on my Garmin this morning, and as you can see, I'm all packed up now, but I thought I might take a rest day. But as you can see, it's pretty calm right now, and having a rest day isn't gonna help me out much at all. All right, on we go. So I'm getting near the end of White Clay Lake, and I'll be entering the Ogoki. I'll be going upstream and probably going against the wind, although the wind is a lot better than the forecast said. It's not anywhere near as much. So on the left of me here, you can see that really thin line of bushes that goes on a long ways, I think for almost a kilometer, that divides the lake and the river here. And this is the outflow of the river into White Clay Lake, all the way till there. And then, so I'm heading upriver here. Beautiful day, nice and calm so far. You can see the boils in the water here. I'm going into a narrower section of the Ogoki here, and then around the corner there's a big chute. I can now see the rapids that are portaging around. Holy, they are huge. That is an insane amount of water. Look at those haystacks. It just keeps going. Thankfully I don't have to line up those. Portage is easy. You can tell it's used by lodgers. Wide open, very clear trail, yet there's flagging tape and there's like little pieces of plastic laying around, wrappers, and, you know. Oh yeah. Where there's people, there will be trash, right? Sadly. Don't you be one of those, okay? I'll leave you be, don't worry. Don't worry. Alright, well I made it through that portage again, and I'm just sitting in my canoe at the other end. The wind's picking up and then dropping down again, picking up. I think I should just push out, but it's very gusty. And there's quite a bit of current too, so I'm going to be fighting the current as well as the wind. Both are against me right now. And yeah, it will be like that all day. As long as I don't go that way, we're okay. I'm getting blisters on my hands, places I never had blisters before. I think I got about 9 on my hands now, just from pushing so hard. Just around the corner here is the next set of rapids that goes around an island, and there's a 400-meter portage around that on the river left, so for me on the right because I'm going upriver. And the wind's down a little bit right now. Oh, shouldn't have said anything. But man, it's been a struggle these past 15 kilometers. I got so many blisters on my hands now just from pushing so hard. So straight ahead you're looking at an island, and there's a rapid coming in on that side as well as on that side. Pretty significant rapids. I'm thinking my portage is right there. I also see a Lunt boat stored there, so that's my guess. To me, it looks like the portage team was just here. Look, all the wood dust everywhere and the fresh cuts. Thanks, guys. That makes my life a hell of a lot easier. Way easier. Much appreciate it. It can be very easy work. First time I was on this portage, the first time I walked my stuff across, I thought maybe I'd run into them, but that's how fresh it looked. You can even smell the chainsaw smell a little bit, so they can't have been a long time ago. Anyways, I want to try and show you those rapids. I want to find a good spot and kind of whack through all this. That's a lot of water. I wonder if anyone's ever ran that. I know it's high water right now, but man, that'd be quite the roller coaster. Another portage done, and that wasn't so bad, just a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but I'm all loaded up, ready for launching here. I only got a little bit of the river left, and then I'm on Whitewater Lake. I'm in the far northeast end. There's a big arm that slowly opens up wider and wider, and then Whitewater Lake itself is huge. Huge lake. Might be the biggest lake I ever been on other than Lake Winnipeg. And and the wind's coming right from the open part, so I have to see how far I can make it. Hopefully there's some decent campsites on this side close to me that I can set up camp for the night and call it a day. Let's go, because I want to get out of this cloud of bugs here. Woo. They are bad on some of the portages. Oh man, driving me nuts sometimes. Overall, I just try and keep my cool. Every now and then there's a anyways, don't worry guys, I'm not going crazy yet. See that flow coming? There's the wind too. And a lot of flow. Oh, I'm hardly making headway here. I'm gonna go off ashore here and see if I can make up some sort of campsite here. This actually is a campsite or a lunch site, or people definitely been right here before. Yeah, a nice fire pit up there. I'm way on top of that rock right now, looking for a good spot for my tent. I think I already passed one, but yeah, all these trees are blocking my view. That's okay, they're actually giving me shelter too, so that's totally fine with me. My canoe's way down there. You can see it. Yeah, I think the best spot's probably where I first came up. Somewhere over here. It's not very flat. So I'm back in the canoe. This site, it ain't gonna cut it for me. It's nice. It'd be nice to just stay at if it's super calm weather, but I know the winds that are coming up tomorrow, especially because the site I'm going to is likely gonna be a site I'm gonna have to stay on for 2 nights. First closest campsite's another 9 kilometers, which against this wind, and I'm still fighting current a little bit, I'm doing about 3 kilometers an hour, so it's gonna be a long night. I'm okay with that. Well, still paddling away. About an hour past now, and I'm making good progress actually. Now this arm of the lake is opening up, so I'm not fighting the current so much anymore, so I'm actually making decent speed now. And the wind seems to, I don't want to jinx myself, so I don't really like to say it, but the wind seems to have gone down quite a bit, and the water is also turning pretty smooth right now. I hope that keeps going, because I might be able to do a decent stretch on Whitewater Lake. Look how big that is. I'm still just in that northeast arm, so there's shores on either side, but in the distance, like that's the far other side of the lake. You can hardly even see that. It's like 10 kilometers away. Oh, 4.5 kilometers to go, halfway there. Total, I've done around 30 already today, so it's definitely a long day against the wind and the current. Enough of a break. I needed to stretch my legs, and this little rock right here looked pretty inviting, so on we go. It's about 9 o'clock. I'm still on my way to the campsite that I was aiming for. I should be about 1 kilometer away now. So we're getting there, and still plenty of daylight left here, which is pretty crazy. So I'm on a beach here, looking for a decent place to camp. This right here would work out for right now, but you can see all the lines here. You can see how high the water gets when it's wavy. Tomorrow's supposed to be 18-kilometer winds, and I'm planning on staying for a whole day. So this one ain't gonna work because the wind's gonna come right from over there. 2.5 kilometers, there's another campsite. This one's marked small, and all that I can see, the remnants of a campsite, is these couple of rocks from the water. I thought it was a fire pit, but it don't even really resemble a fire pit either. So I'd be way too exposed out here, so I'm gonna keep going. My canoe's over at the other side on the beach. Look what I found. Is that an old jawbone maybe? Pretty neat. Put it right back. I'm almost back in my canoe here. And there she is. Look at that. That sky too, eh? That looks nice. That looks really nice from a distance. So this morning I woke up kind of not really feeling it, and I wanted a rest day, and instead I put in about, I think roughly probably about 35 kilometers. It's 10 o'clock at night. It's 4 after 10. I'm paddling around. I'm starting to run out of daylight. Man. I don't want to just set up anywhere. I want to have a good place for tonight. I can't find any sort of campsite. Nothing that's marked on the map. But maybe it's just because I'm rushing, but I'm gonna set up right on the rock here, because it's a flat spot. It's the best I've found so far. I have a beautiful view, and it will work just fine. Good morning, guys. Daytime. Now I can actually show you the campsite a little bit. I think it looks pretty good. So I just found a nice flat rock that I can set up on. I'm sleeping on a pretty flat spot actually, surprisingly. Right now I'm about to make some breakfast. So I'm gonna get my twig stove going here and make some coffee for the first time this trip. Now I got my twig stove going. Just waiting for my water to boil, and I can make my coffee and my oatmeal. And that's apple cinnamon, and 2 bags of apple cinnamon and 1 of dino eggs by Quaker. And after that I'll be fishing. I put on a one of those, whatever that's called, soft bait. So hopefully there's some fish. So the water looks nice and calm here. I'm on an island on a really big lake, Whitewater Lake, and I'm looking straight north. I'm on the north side of this island here, and it's supposed to be like 19 to 21 km/h winds pretty much all day. Like the forecast said 19 km/h winds at 7 in the morning, and then just building up, and it doesn't really let down until, I don't know, like midnight. It goes down to like 17, 18, and then it picks up again in the morning. So yeah, I might be here for, well, at least all day today. I'll just be fishing and relaxing, taking care of my hands. Whoa, I got something big on it, bit off my line. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to retie that. Alright, let's try that again. I got a white one on there this time. No fish right now. I fished for about an hour probably. Tried a couple different lures. I just had the one bite that you saw, and it took my lure. It was probably a decent sized pike, I'm thinking. Later on I might take my canoe, kind of go around the corner and try there between there's a couple of islands there. I might try that. And then yeah, other than that, I'm just gonna relax, read my book for a little bit, and I'll probably wash my face and my arms because they're just covered in like blood smears and mosquito bites and all that stuff. I'm gonna wash this dirty face. It's probably pretty gross. My neck is all bloody. Ugh. It's pretty nice and calm day on this side of the island. I actually feel like there's not that much wind at all on the lake, but still taking the rest day. It started raining on and off, just a little bit of showers. You can see the rock is a little darker and it's slippery, so I just gotta move really slow. Especially this green moss is actually really slippery, this bright stuff. Yeah, so I have right behind my tent here, I set up a little spot to hang out when it is raining. I got my Twix stove under there and my pot so I can boil water and have coffee or tea. Alright, it's time to take care of these hands a little bit. So I got a little container. This is actually an ointment by Watkins. This is called Petrosolve. I'm gonna give it a generous amount. Basically like my whole right hand, the palm, because man, it's rough. There, let that soak in, and then they'll be like brand new tomorrow. Not quite, but it really does help. All right, I'm in a canoe, as you can see. I am gonna go around the corner and try and catch some walleye, so I can make a nice little shore lunch here. And I haven't been catching anything from here. Nothing at all other than just that one bite. But there's gotta be fish here. I got something good on the line. Feels like a good size. Oh, it's a pike, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good sized pike. There we go. Nice little pike. Alright, off you go. There. I put my hat back on because the bugs are trying to crawl through my hair right to my scalp. I'm gonna light the twig stove here. Where did I? Oh, right here. I'm gonna light the twig stove here, and then a lot of the bugs will just be gone instantly. That's what I love about doing this under a tarp. I'm just gonna use a lighter. So I'm gonna make some lentil soup, and with that I fry up a bunch of little pieces of summer sausage. This summer sausage, I get this from just a superstore in Canada. It's called summer sausage. by Noah Martins. You don't have to refrigerate this stuff. So you can put this in a barrel and this stuff will last months. I'm gonna take this off, put my summer sausage on there for a bit. Good. So yeah, I just put a bunch of new sticks in my twig stove, and if it doesn't really want to catch, again, you just use that bellow. And then you got a beautiful flame again. So put this right back on there. Just boiling off most of the water. And she's back in the boil. I think she is good to go. Bon appetit. Nice and greasy, which is really good, like a couple of weeks into the trip. Nice view. Pretty calm out there. That never gets old. It's about 7 o'clock at night now. I had a pretty early dinner, and I'm actually gonna tuck it in already. I want to make an early start tomorrow. The water right now is very tempting to set out, but it's 7 at night, and it's like turning to glass. I'm hoping that in the morning it will still be like that, but this is also rolling in, so I'm guessing probably not. That's okay. It's actually super hot. It feels like it's about, I don't know, over 25 degrees Celsius. So I'm wearing this thing, which doesn't help, but the bugs are so bad. So I'm just gonna hang out in my tent in the shade with the doors open. And then the sun's really good because I'm actually charging all my batteries. So I'm just gonna go lay down and see you guys tomorrow, bright and early. All right, get up at like 5 o'clock. Sound good? Go see the cabins. Morning, guys. So this morning around 6 or 7 o'clock I woke up and I just had a quick look out of my tent, and there's white caps all over this whole bay here. So I figured, yeah, hey, I'm not going anywhere, not this morning. So it's 11 now. It is slowly starting to calm down, but it's still pretty strong winds and gusty every now and then. So the forecast says that gradually all day long it's supposed to slow down. I've been sitting here waiting for the wind to calm down in the distance there. I'm all packed up, ready to go. Yeah, you know what? I think this is the time. Right here. Let's go. I'm still gonna be careful and kind of hop from one islet to the next, and then analyze the situation, and then hop over to the next if it's okay. So that's how I'm gonna travel today. That was my first crossing, and I'm guessing the worst one because that one exposed me to the very biggest section that's to the northwest of me, and that's kind of where the wind's coming from. So the waves get a long ways to build up against me before they actually get to me. I got about 3 or 4 more to go, and then I can just follow the shoreline all the way to the cabins, and it shouldn't be too bad from there. This is it, guys. Best island. So I made it to the island, but I'm not there yet. I still got another 2.5 kilometers. It's calming down so beautifully right now. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm only about 2 kilometers away. I'm gonna look at the cabins and I can probably put in a lot more distance after that. If it keeps going like this, I mean, this is turning pretty smooth. I mean, I'm in the lee of an island right now, but in the distance too, it's starting to look pretty good, guys. I think we're here. Got my canoe tucked away. Beautiful day, a little bit windy, but we're here. Going to look at Wendel Beckwith's cabins. Wow. That is so cool. Oh man. Look at this moose antler. That's him, Wendel. Wow. This is crazy. All these National Geographic sale. March 1977, 1979. Very neat. Looks like he just had like a Coleman stove kind of thing going to cook on there. Oh, sink and everything, eh? Alright, let's go on to the next one. I want to show you first before I move on. All of these tiles are hexagon cut, but they're actually slices of a tree. I don't know if you can see the rings here. You can see here how thick they are. That is nuts. There's some art on the door. Made a whole stairway of stones, a little trail, and then we go up to the next one. Wow. This one's bath shape. Oh man. Got the same tile down there everywhere. Look what he did with the door here. That's so neat. So much work. Check this massive fireplace. That's so much work. I built this rock by rock just to find them all and bring them here. Would have been a ton of work. And then he's got these holes. I don't know what they're for. There's another one there. Wow. Somebody still lives here. That's a young. Oh, just carried its young. Look at that huge chimney though. Big old fireplace. That's wicked. That would have been so cool. Somebody doesn't want me to be here. Sorry, buddy. Wow. Here you can see those tiles a lot better. What an amount of work. Wow. Just crazy, all the detail that went into everything. Like that. It's got a winch here. There's like a cold cellar, but instead of you going down the cold cellar, he just has this cabinet with a winch going up and down. You can bring it up and grab whatever you need, and then you just let it go back down. How cool is that? And there's the third one. This one looks in really good shape still. I wonder if that's also the newest one. Look at the huge moose rack that's at the front here. That's a nice one. That's pretty nice. And here's another one laying here. That's still attached. No, they're individual. Cool. Big burl. Wow. Let's see. Let's go inside. Look at this door handle. It's got a little arrow that way. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. This is freaking cool. Oh. Wow. I can see myself living here. This is nuts. Nice clothing hang here. Big wood stove here. Nice good volume. I bet you needed that here in the wintertime. And it looks like you have the heat go up here, and then stovepipe's missing, but it would have gone out the roof here. And then there's little stairs that are actually storage, of course. Don't waste any space. Can't see what's in there, but you can go up here. And I assume that this is where he stayed. This is like the nicest room. And it has its own little wardrobe here again. Super neat. All the cabinets still work perfectly fine. Still trying to figure out what this here was. Maybe just to get the heat up here from the furnace, from the heater stove. Gray Ovac. Playing cards. More National Geographic from 1977. Reach for the new world. This site is historically significant. Please leave everything as you find it. No camping, no fires. Thanks, Wendel Beckwith Heritage Foundation. Very cool. Yeah, super cool that they preserved this. That's such a cool place. Oh my goodness. And there's this staircase that goes up, so there might be even more here. There's a trail that goes up this way. There is more. Super neat. Look at that. He even brought his old typewriter here. Old Royal. Wow. I assumed this was kind of like his shed. Since it's too low to stand up straight. I know the roof's kind of collapsed, but oh yeah, he's got some gardening tools in here. A rake, a shovel, a big pail here. Super cool. I'm surprised I don't see any like fishing gear or hunting gear. And then here, this is probably the outhouse. Yeah. Look at the life roof. Nice moss roof on top, super cool. It's kind of leaning, the outhouse, but oh wow. Look at how he did that roof. That's all little slices of tree. Wow. Yeah. That's a lot of work for our outhouse. Neat. It seems like there was another structure here, but I can't even really tell what this was anymore. But it had like a stone oven or fireplace here. Neat. Lots of stuff everywhere. Oh, another moose rack up here. Quite a few coil spring mattresses and things like that. So I think in the prime of this property here, there was probably, or could probably sleep quite a few people, I imagine. Super cool that I got to see this. A ton of stuff you can look at here. It's very much worth the visit. So it's on Best Island on Whitewater Lake. Wendel Beckwith's cabins. Incredible. It'd be interesting to see what this place would have looked like in its prime. It would have been so cool. It would have been a little paradise. So he actually believed that this was the center of the universe, and he lived there for a number of years. Here you can actually see Wendel Beckwith lived here from 1961 until his death in 1980. That's a long time. 19 years he lived here. Time to go find a campsite and create my own little center of the universe. Well, that was super cool to see. Very glad I stopped there. These are absolutely beautiful conditions right now. I got a long distance that I can paddle. This is awesome, guys. So I'm paddling here in the north end, pretty much center north end of Whitewater Lake. And there's actually a pretty significant current here. And that's the Ogoki River, I think. That's pushing its water in and out the other end where I entered Whitewater Lake 2 nights ago. Oh, I think I got some. That feels like a small pike. Yay, got a small walleye. Oh, yes, there's a little bit of lunch. I'm gonna try for one more and then eat them up. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yes. There we go. He looks a little bit rough, eh? Look at that fin. He looks like he got bit. But there's my dinner, guys. There's my dinner, finally. I think this rock right here is walleye dinner rock. Two beautiful fish right here. And very shortly, they're gonna be in my belly. So I got my fish, I got my fish crisp, and I got my oilers ready to go. I just gotta take that little handle out of the way. So I just grab a piece of fish, roll that in there, make sure there's lots of fish crisp on there, and I'll put that in there. Oh yeah, baby. Oil's gotta be a little bit warmer still, but that's gonna be awesome. Do that about 50 more times. Oh, this is gonna be a feast. I'm so excited. And my fish is done. I just like to sprinkle a little bit of salt, and I have madras, like a curry madras mix. I like to put over top pretty generously. It's so good. Since I'm canoeing on after this, I need my oil to cool off fast, so I just put my whole pot in the water. So when I look for a spot to have a short lunch like this, I always make sure that I can do that. So yeah, that's about it for now. I got my solar panel charging a big battery bank. Yeah, I'm just gonna eat this and then pack everything up and go on and find a nice campsite somewhere in that general direction. Oh, hell yeah. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. That was absolutely worth it. It took quite a long time, almost 2 hours to do that with the Twix stove. But you know what? It didn't take any fuel, right? Just the wood fuel that I can find anywhere here. I got about 3.5 kilometers to paddle. My memory card on my GoPro is done, is full. So I'm not gonna replace it until I get to camp. So I got about, I don't know, like 45 minutes to go, and then I'll check back in with you guys there. How does that sound? It's absolutely beautiful night to paddle. It's completely quiet. The water's almost like glass. Just beautiful, guys. I made up camp, and it's pretty beautiful actually here. Not where I planned to go, but look at this though. I don't know if there's any places here that are not beautiful. I got a little fire going. I wasn't really gonna, because I don't have to cook dinner or anything, but I figured I'd quickly start a fire and just keep the bugs away a little bit, because you can see I'm wearing my bug shirt while I was setting up camp up the hill here. I'll show you that too, but while I was setting up camp, they were just atrocious and vicious. So yeah, I put on my bug sweater, found a new SD card. Look at this huge open spot. It's huge. I don't need anything that big, but it's kind of hard to pick the flattest spot. But yeah, I'm all set up here. Look at that. What I just find now, there's some walleye jaws. Probably an eagle, I'm guessing, that comes here and has his meal. The only downside here is that the main campsite is away from the sun, so it's on the east side of this little peninsula, or this tip, and the sun is setting really pretty here on the west side, of course, which is where I got my solar panel charging my batteries. That's pretty too, eh? It's so quiet. Just gonna sit by the fire, relax. I don't have to cook dinner anymore because I got walleye in my belly. I like it. I'm just gonna wrap this guy up because the sun is almost under. It's a beautiful night. And with that, I'm saying good night too. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. Leaving my campsite here in Whitewater Lake. That was a pretty awesome campsite. Had a good time. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Sun's up, and I'm up, and it's time to go. It's supposed to rain decent amount today, like a millimeter almost every 2 hours, starting in about an hour. So I got my rain gear right underneath my seat, and I'm wearing this hat so I can wear the hood of my rain jacket and still wear a hat. But I got a nice steady east wind in my back, pushing me toward the end of Whitewater Lake, which is perfect. And so the rain begins. Lasts about an hour, but I'm prepared, so it's alright. I'll put these on and then paddle on. Now I'm all crinkly. I don't like that. I'm coming close to the end of Whitewater Lake here, where I portage onto a river, and there's a world-class campsite just around the corner here, so I'm just going to check that out. I'm not going to stay there because it's only like 9 in the morning, but I do want to check it out. And here's the end of the peninsula. That's cool. Oh, that's very cool actually. Very nice fire pit. Looks like somebody put a grill right across there just like mine. Check this out. Check this out. That is super cool. That is very cool. Birch bark basket. I'm gonna leave that here. Very cool campsite. That's beautiful, but it's way too early for me to get settled here. It's only like 9:30 now. So on we go. I'm actually right across the portage pretty much. I'm going onto Grayson River, which eventually goes to Grayson Lake. Look at this little made-up bridge that goes across this puddle. That's gonna be a tough one with the canoe. I think I'm just gonna float the canoe across. Got everything here. I've been hearing quite a bit of thunder. I haven't seen any lightning. If I see lightning, I'll get off the water, but if it's just thunder, I think I'll be okay. Here's the next one we got a portage around. I think the portage, if I look at the map, it's going to be on the far end of this bay here. That's good timing too, because it's starting to thunder more and more and rain harder, but also the canoe's starting to get a little bit full of water, so good timing. Here we are, found it no problem, pretty clear. Just the beginning of this portage is pretty rough, and then I still got to go through this a little bit here, and then just around the corner the trail picks up and it's kind of normal again. So for now I'm just dragging the canoe through, and yeah, going pretty smooth. You guys missed the best part. The GoPro died, so too bad, but that was a tough one at the start because there was a lot of wet and cedars and kind of swampy, but it was all right. So I'm on my next portage here. This one says it's 25 meters. It's very short. It's a very pretty little rapid here. Wow. Let's go have a closer look. Well, I got everything loaded already, but I think the 25 meters that's on the map is the paddle distance, because the other portage is right there. It's very short. It's only around this tiny little drop. And we're here. That wasn't the portage earlier. I'm at the right one now, just a little bit further down the bay, and saw that pretty easily by this little inukshuk like pile of rocks. And then look what else is pretty cool. That's here. That's an old moose bone. Very cool. Maybe there's more on the trail. There is actually more on the other side of the portage. So I'm gonna take this guy back to the rest. So I'm at the other end of the portage now. And there you can see where he belongs. This is part of the hip bone, like pelvis. This one I'm not too sure about. Could be part of a jaw, but most of it's missing, if it is. I'm not sure. One of the legs. This one's super cool. Oh, old part came off. But look at this spine. That's huge. The rain has stopped, and the black flies found me again. So I got a cloud of about 100 of them around me the whole time, all day, and they're just eating away. So I'm past these two little portages. I got a short paddle, and then I got a 250 meter portage, which could be the last one of the day if the campsite I'm aiming for is a really nice one. I can hear the next rapid around the corner here. I'm already keeping an eye out for a portage trail. Is going to be on the right side for me. River left. Found it. Just a little bit further upstream. I brought my barrel across already, and the amount of moose poop that's on this portage trail is unreal. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, So I just came off that portage. 11 piles of moose poop. Do you think I've seen any moose? Do you think there'd be moose around here? Maybe if I'm quiet, I'll see one. Yeah, this 100% is home, guys, for tonight. It's a pretty nice open spot right here. I can set up my tent probably right here. And then they got a really nice fireplace right here, which I'm definitely gonna use. I've been wanting to have a good fire. My whole camp is set up. You can see I have the tarp above my tent. I got a message from Wabakimi Outfitters from Bruce and Lindsay that there's a severe thunderstorm alert. So I figured I'll set up for it. Having an early dinner, it's about 4 o'clock. I'm boiling my water. It looks like that's boiling already. I should take that off. It's making some stroganoff made by Jen. I think I better eat quick because that wind's kicking in right now. There's some clouds coming this way. It looks a little gray out, but I don't know if we're gonna get that thunderstorm. Maybe later. It's 5 o'clock now in the afternoon, and yeah, whatever comes, you know, I'm ready. I just want to show you this rock here on the fireplace. Look at this, eh? Got completely hollowed out by water. How neat is that? Anyways, I'm all ready. Meanwhile, my solar panel, believe it or not, is still charging. It's still working. Not like full speed, but look, it's completely overcast, windy. She's still going slowly, but she's charging my phone and already charged my my Garmin, my InReach. So pretty impressive. Big Blue, very good brand. I'm very happy with him. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out under here. I'm probably reading my book. Good morning, guys. It's about 8 in the morning. I'm just kind of mentally preparing myself for another rainy day. I want to do about 20 kilometers today. Last night, after I went into my tent, it started raining and the thunderstorm started, and it just hasn't really stopped raining since then. So I've just been reading my book in here, and I slept all night, of course. And it's pretty peaceful, actually. I had a really good sleep, a nice flat piece of ground here to put my tent on. But we gotta move on, so I gotta shortly get out of my tent. It is still raining, but I can take my tent apart, break everything down underneath the tarp, pack my bag, and then take the tarp down. And I keep my tarp outside the waterproof compartment in my tent on top of everything, so that I can do this when it's pouring rain. I can still set up camp somewhat dry. But yeah, that's kind of the scoop. I'm just double checking camp, see if I forgot anything at all. Always check if your fire is out, but after all this rain, that's no problem at all. Checking around where I sat, checking around the big dry spot here, where my tarp was, my tent. I always double, triple check, so I don't want to leave anything behind. I'm all loaded up here, ready to set out, go explore the rest of Grayson Lake, and then on to April, and then Errol Lake. this is turning out beautiful, guys. It's a little bit windy. I'm sheltered from it now, but this is awesome. You can see how quick those clouds moved out, yeah? I just crossed this little bay on the Grayson River, leaving Grayson Lake, and it's actually pretty windy. I hope that's just in this cloud, because otherwise one of two things are going to happen. Either the progress level is going down, or the effort level is going to have to go way up for today. That was a tough one. I just walked my big canoe pack across a portage, 400 meters. Very easy trail, one of the easier ones so far. But very much an essential one. So if you don't take this portage, you might end up where the other half of this canoe is, somewhere in the rapids here. I found the other 2/3 of the canoe just a little bit down the trail on the other side. Yeah, this one's been abandoned a while ago, but it's been cut up, completely chopped up into 3 pieces. I would think that'd be to get it out of here easier, but it's still here. You know, normally I'm pretty happy at the end of a portage when you see the water. Well, not when it looks like this. That doesn't look very inviting. Whitecaps on the lake, a lot of wind. It's not even that big a lake. So this is what I was afraid of today. Be battling that wind. But I'm not setting out like this, so I'll wait for it to calm down. Still very choppy out there. About only an hour has gone by, but I kind of settled here. I'm still waiting at the end of the portage. I don't know how well you guys can see it on the camera, but she's pretty bad out there, guys. I gotta go exactly that way, so good luck with that. But anyways, so I got my canoe pinned up against 2 trees. I just got it tied down, and I'll show you why. So this is what I mean. I'm just sitting in there and making coffee right now. Actually, I got my, for the first time this trip, I got my little I got a little GSI, I don't know what it's called, the little stove, and screwed right onto the canister. Normally I only really bring it just in case there's a fire ban, so I hope to normally never use it, but in situations like this it's pretty handy. So yeah, I'm gonna have a little coffee here and wait for things to calm down. Cheers, guys. Another hour has gone by. The wind's still very much there, but we got some positive development right there. Look, it's blue. Blue skies coming my way. Well, about 2 hours later, since I last checked in with you guys, that wind is not letting up at all. It is changing, however, because it came from right over there, which is like west-northwest, and now it seems to be coming from straight west. So it is slowly turning. So maybe if it turns a little bit more, eventually it's safe enough that I can kind of hop from bay to bay and use that whole shoreline on that side to make it across safely. But as of right now, no go. So what I've been doing for the last two hours, I've been whittling away. You can see all the little shavings laying everywhere. There's a good pile. I have been making a little paddle. See, I've just been using my my knife. There you go. That being said, I got my solar panels charging my phone. I think I'm ready to make another coffee. Maybe have a bite to eat. So might order some Domino's or something. See if they deliver here. Well, I'm back in the canoe. Another hour and a half later, I think, from last time. And I'm making some comfort food. I'm making mashed potatoes and gravy. And there you have it, guys. It might not be the prettiest, but it tastes pretty damn good. It's just good old Betty Crocker herb and garlic mashed potatoes. Just added water only. And then just a pack of gravy. I think they go down pretty good. All right, guys, I think we're good to go here. Look, the lake looks a lot better right now, but it's also like 6:30 at night, so it has been calming down. Still a little gust here and there coming by, but this I can manage. Yes, we're off. Here we go. All right, guys, I didn't get very far. I'm only like 2 kilometers down the lake, but I ran into this beautiful open spot on this island, and turns out it's a pretty awesome campsite. So I'm gonna stay here for the night. They got a nice big fire pit here, which I might be able to use if I can catch some fish right off the island here. I'm gonna try. Yeah, while I was sitting there for 6 hours on the portage and there, I looked at the weather forecast and it says that tomorrow it's actually going to be way calmer. So instead of me fighting really hard for the next 2 or 3 hours to get to another spot a little bit further ahead, that same distance might only take me like an hour tomorrow. So you know what, there's no point in pushing myself that hard. I don't need to. It's very simple. And yeah, I don't want to let an opportunity like this pass. I'm all set up here, made it my home. Got my solar panel charging again. Now the sun's still up through the trees, on and off. Gotta like that, eh? Awesome work by Corry. And my tent here. This nice fireplace, kind of up on the rocks is like a balcony, a beautiful view here. Sweet. So my girlfriend Jen, she made a lot of the meals and things. One of the things that was in there was cheddar biscuits, and it was like just like a powder. You just add half a cup of water and you mix it, and it's like I guess it makes like biscuits. So I don't have like a frying pan, so I just put it around a stick. I was gonna fry it up above the fire. Well, that didn't work, so it fell completely apart on the stick. It just ripped on the one side. It couldn't handle the weight. So I just opened it up, flattened it, and I put it right on the grill. I think that'll work better. That is actually starting to look really good. I wasn't really that hungry, but now I'm seeing this. There it is, guys. It fell apart as I tried to take it off. But I can tell you right now, it tastes really friggin' amazing. now in my tent here, about to go to bed, but just before I went in, I just heard something walking through the water on the far other side of the bay, and it was a moose. I could see it. I don't have any footage of it. It's too dark and too, yeah, I don't have my big lens anymore, otherwise I might have, but no, that was it. Anyways, I'm off to bed. Off to a good start early in the morning. Good night, guys.